Hey there, my name is Callie, and today we're going to explore the 13 principles of human factors and how they apply when working the fitting room at Target. Now, first, I'd like to introduce you to the elements that essentially make up the skeleton of the system, with our inputs being any merchandise that's been returned to the store by a guest or tried on at the fitting room by a guest, and our outputs being merchandise that is needing to be distributed to the sales floor. Now, in order to give you some visual aid, I've included some photos of the vehicles that we use to distribute merchandise to the sales floor. On the left side of your screen is what we call a 3-tier, and on the right side is what is referred to as a Z-rack. Now, this is an image of the Target fitting room where our system protocol takes place. In the photo below, you'll see the fitting room desk, the white bar where guests are able to hang their unwanted items, and not pictured in this photo is the red room where merchandise is stored in order to be delivered to the sales floor later. Recently, our system at the fitting room has changed. Previously, we were able to immediately load all processed and organized merchandise straight from the fitting room desk into the vehicles, and now the new system includes us organizing that merchandise into the red room before sorting it onto the vehicles to then be distributed. This new system is what I'm going to be analyzing in reference to our 13 human factors principles. Finally, I would like to discuss the successes and the failures and how the human factors fit into those. First, the whole purpose of the system is to address aesthetics and emotion in order to make the shopping experience better for the guest. The system also creates some consistency and centralization in the fact that each fitting room at the shift should look the same because we are following the same steps. Next, the system does provide some visibility and feedback in the use of the cabinet bins and the wall rack. Once those are full, then it provides us feedback that the merchandise needs to be then delivered to the sales floor. Finally, the system does improve human reliability and provides error management in the same sense, and that being the cabinet bins and the wall rack are organized by brand, and so we don't mix brands together, therefore creating a bunch of mix-up on the sales floor. The system does improve physical ergonomics in the sense that customers are able to leave their merchandise on a white rack instead of on the floor in the fitting room, so that way we are not bending over again and again to get that merchandise. And then this system also does provide us with some affordances and signifiers. The affordance being the white rack that affords people to hang their unwanted items, and the signifier being the sign that says, please leave your unwanted items here. And then finally, the system does address task analysis in the sense that what was once a user-decided system where each person decided how they were going to sort returns and process merchandise, now it has been broken up for us into individual tasks. And so we then kind of have some less cognitive workload there. Finally, the failures of the system would be in the sense that this is not a user-centered design whatsoever. This new system has been created solely for making the area look good for the customer. It does implement several extra mental steps and physical steps, being mental steps having to look in the red room, look in the cabinet, instead of the merchandise just being out there automatically for us to see and know we need to do something with. And then physical steps in the sense that vehicles are no longer able to be stored at the fitting room. So we are taking many extra steps to and from the back room multiple times a day, and many extra steps from the fitting room to the red room, which we didn't used to have to do since that merchandise was able to just be sorted into those vehicles. Finally, it's failing in visibility and feedback in the sense that the cabinet creates a out of sight, out of mind idea where if we're not able to see the merchandise, then it's much less likely to actually get dealt with or run out or distributed. And then finally, the system fails in workload management, just again in the simplest sense that it's more physical steps and it is more cognitive steps, creating a much more complex system than the prior, more simple system. Thank you.